So look, the Wave XLR Pro isn't built for just one setup. Dual PC, single PC, console only, wire mics, wireless mics, this thing bends to whatever you are running into it. I don't know what your setup looks like right now or what you're planning to build, but at the end of this video, you are going to know exactly how to make the most of the Wave XLR Pro. Alright guys, it's Rodrigo here. Welcome back to the channel. This is video 4 of the Wave XLR Pro series. In this one, a lot of you have been waiting for. This is actually how I use the Wave XLR Pro in my setup, and by sharing, I hope this makes even easier to add into your setup. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so everything starts here. The host USB-C port on the Wave XLR Pro, which is where I connect my stream PC. This is the brain of the whole setup. Now I use also the Wave Link in my streaming PC since it is like the heart of this whole setup. Every mix gets built here. Now I will come back to the Wave Link later on this video to show how exactly I use it, and I have on my channels and why I have then after showing the rest of the connectivity on this setup. Next piece is the AUX USB-C port on the Wave XLR Pro. Now this is where things get really cool in this device. I use this to connect to my gaming PC or my PS5, one at a time, not both. Now I use the same USB-C to USB-A long cable to connect either my PS5 or my gaming PC. So as you can see, I have my gaming PC right behind me, not next to the Wave XLR Pro. So I did have to buy a good cable that gives me stability on this connection since it's about 10 feet away. The best option for a cable if you are connecting far away from your Wave XLR Pro is this one right here. It is an elgato long USB-C cable, I think that's how it's pronounced, 15 feet USB 2.0 to USB Type-C. I paid $10 and it works perfectly. Now, quick thing on that is a USB 2.0, not a 3.0, and that's actually the right choice here, not a downgrade. Usually audio doesn't need much bandwidth at all, so 2.0 handles easy and is more reliable on the LED than trying to push a 3.0 cable that's far. Now, because the cable goes all the way in the back right here, when I switch to PS5 Pro, I just plug the end of the cable into the back of the console and that's it. So I don't even have to disconnect the cable that's on the Wave XLR Pro side. Just at the end of the cable that need my gaming PC or the PS5 Pro. This may be not the best way to do in a dual PC kind of setup, but because of the lack of space, this is the best that I come up with. Now my microphones that I use now in the XLR Mic 1, I use this one right here, the SM7B, which is my main mic. On the XLR Mic 2, I use the DJI Mic Mini through a Rode VXLR Pro adapter. That gives me a flexibility to have a wireless option. Now I did mention it on my previous video that to connect the wireless specifically to the DJI Mic Mini into the Wave XLR Pro, I still suggest to get the Rode VXLR Pro adapter. I was using a cheaper version of the XLR adapter and I did get a buzz noise on the channel, but with this one right here, I got really good quality with no buzz noise at all. So if you're using a wireless to connect it to the XLR2 on your Wave XLR Pro, highly recommend to get this. Now talking about the line out of the Wave XLR Pro, this is where it feeds my Nova Pro wireless DAC, straight into the line in. This is how I get zero latency monitor on a wireless headset, not delay even with effects running. Now the important thing here is make sure you have a loop isolator connected to the end of the cable coming from the Wave XLR Pro. That way you avoid the buzz noise too. The loop isolator I use is this one here, and all the cables, adapters and isolators I use are linked on the description below if you need them for your setup as well. Okay, now what I do with the line in on the Wave XLR Pro. In my case, this is the one a lot of you ask about specifically. I usually bring my switch to audio in, and that's very easy. I covered that on a video too, but sending my mic back to the Switch 2 for GameChat, that's the part I'm going to show you and how it works. First, this is what you're gonna need for accomplish that. The Chat Link Pro splits into two cables. One brings Switch 2 audio into my line in, and the other sends my mic out to the Switch 2 mic input. Now the GameChat picks up like I'm using a normal mic. However, to send my XLR1 or XLR2 mics from the Wave XLR Pro, I need to use the 3.5mm that I have connected to my DAC and connected to the ChatLink Pro mic input. What this does is my line out channel in my Wavelink is now sending an audio to my Switch 2, which allows me to either choose my SM7B or any mic from the mic XLR1 or any mic on that mic XLR2, which could be my DJI Mic Mini wireless. So this is definitely a confirmed and it works super fine. Just to let you know that the microphone works, and that's how we're gonna sound on Switch 2. Just to let you know that the microphone works, and that's how we're gonna sound on Switch 2. Now with this setup, I cannot use my Nova Pro wireless headphone because it's not connected to my DAC anymore. But I can use a wire headphone to still get zero latency, or a wireless Arctis Gaming Buds, which is connected to my streaming PC, and I hear the Switch 2 and sending my mic. Now again, using my wireless earbuds connected to my streaming PC gives me latency, since it passes through Windows audio settings, but when I use wire directly to the Wave XLR Pro, again, zero latency. I actually have another way to find that you can use your DAC with the microphone sending to Switch 2 at the same time. I will explain later on this video. Now, since I don't use in-game chat a lot on the Switch 2, I just connected my line now from the Wave XLR Pro to my DAC, and only brings the audio from the Switch 2 to my line in to the Wave XLR Pro. That's my setup, and that's what I use the most. Now, one thing to mention, when I first connected the Switch 2 this way, I got a low buzz on my line in. Really faint, you won't hear it during the stream, only in total silence. Took me a bit to track down, but here what I found to fix it. The ChatLink Pro has a switch on it, an isolator, on or off. And this is very important part. If your Switch 2 is only connected through audio, leave the isolator off. But if you also have the Switch 2 HDMI going into your capture card at the same time, now you got two pads into your setup. And that's what creates the buzz. Flip the isolator on and the buzz will be gone. So quick rule, audio only, isolator off. Audio plus HDMI, isolator on. And by the way, if you want to send your mic to the Switch 2 at all, the ChatLink Pro is an option. You need it. That's the piece that makes GameChat possible in the first place. Alright, so now I have a comment putting on the screen right now, which asks me if you could send audio to the Nova DAC through the AUX port instead on the Wave XLR Pro. So I tested and it does not work. So the first thing that I did, I unplugged the DAC from my PC and it did turn off. Now I plug into the AUX port instead on a Wave XLR Pro and it's still off. So there's no power running through the Wave XLR Pro to the DAC directly. Even keeping the DAC in the normal USB-C connected to the PC like usual and using the second USB-C port into the AUX, nothing. I also select on a Wavelink the USB out as an output device to the DAC and I still nothing. So here's the honest answer, and it is actually simpler than I first thought. The Nova DAC needs a standard USB power delivered to it from whatever it is plugged into it. That's traced from its own spec sheet, and Elgato's manual already confirmed the AUX port does not charge devices. So this DAC just never gets power. That's it. And it doesn't even get a chance to negotiate audio because it never turns on in the first place. Now, one interesting side note here is it turns out that AUX actually is bi-directional. It works great with a PS5, sending a mix right back into it for the party chat. No drivers needed because PS5 talks over a protocol that matches exactly what AUX expects. But the DAC's not built for that kind of connection at all. It is expecting a real host like your PC to handle it standard power. So AUX doesn't do that. Now back to the same viewer that actually wanted to use the AUX to the DAC is because he's on a single PC, not dual like me. And he wants external speaker and his DAC running with zero latency both at the same time. And the real limit here is the line out itself. There's only one. So it fits either your DAC or your speakers, not both at once. At least that's what I thought. So I kept testing after that and I actually find out the headphone 2, the 3.5mm jack on the back right next to the line out. Connected that to the DAC line in instead. works exactly the same. Tested the latency myself as well, and no difference at all from the line out. So now you got two spots for that DAC, the line out or the headphone 2. Run your DAC in one, your speakers in the other one, both at the same time if that's what you needed. Create the channel in Wavelink, send it whatever you want, and that's it. There's your fix. Alright, so here's the part that I'm gonna show you my Wavelink software walkthrough, exactly my setup, how I use it with the Wave XLR Pro and everything. So here you can see the first of all, I use it 3 different mixes, actually 4 with recording. I'm using the personal mix, which is the one that I hear, my personal mix for how I can hear everything in this setup. The stream mix is where it go to the stream. So this is all that go to the stream. The chat mix is where it goes to Discord. So I only send my main microphone or the wireless if I wanted to use it, and a SFX, which is just a soundboard if I wanted to have some fun with that as well. And I have a record mix, which is when I use for recording like this or another project. So I still not using much of this one, but the main focus over here is those 3. And you can also create more mixes output if you want to. Like when I was talking about the speakers, you can actually create a speaker mix over here that you can send to your speakers as well, since you can connect now both at the same time. So now what I have here, I have my 2 mics over here on the top, which is my main microphone, and this one right here, and the DJI mic mini, which is the wireless. I also have here the PC PS5, which is the aux that I connected. So when I bring the PC, the gaming PC, that's where it goes. When I switch the cable, and there where it goes. So I have a two mixes over here for my personal and stream. I also have the system, which it does bring all the Google Chrome or any kind of system audio from Windows. It goes over here. And then I have a Spotify, which is for background music. We have a Discord that brings the image audio to my personal mix. Or if I wanted to also have a then on the stream, I have over here as well. And look over here that I don't use as well on the chat mix, because otherwise it create a loop back to then. I also have a Lumi stream, which I use for alerts. I use for overlays as well. So I bring that audio through a separate channel as well for my mix, for personal mix, and also my streaming mix. I have also OBS audio, which I monitor some of the audio on OBS if I have to. I bring it to a different channel as well on my Wavelink, which is also personal or stream mix. Then I have the SFX, which is sound effects, which is just soundboards. I use also from those mixes right here, and also to chat mix. And I also have a harmonica songs right here, which when I have to play anything live, the background music is a little bit louder than normal, so I also have in a separate mix that's sent to the stream and to myself. And the last one right here is the line in, which is the one that brings the switch to the Wave XLR Pro inside. So this is basically a console or a PC you can connect at the same time and bring to your Wavelink. Now you can see that Wave XLR creates a line in, creates 2 microphones, and also the aux, which is great because you have more channels to the Wavelink as well. So this is basically what I use for my setup. Now one thing I want to notice is right here in the top, I have a selected line out, which is the one that I use to hear on the DAC. But I can also switch to the headphones, which I use 0 latency, the line out 0 latency. Or if you want to, for example, have a second person to listen to your stream or to your gameplay, whatever, you can also over here create another mix for that person and select, for example, on a record mix, if I wanted to add another headphone or for the person to listen to this record mix differently than what I listen here in the personal mix, you just go ahead and click on the edit, and over here to add another output, which could be a different headphone. This is super flexible. I don't use that at all, but if you have 2 people that maybe wanted to be on the same stream by listening to different things, but still be able to listen to the gameplay or to the stream and everything alerts, you can do that. That's really great. So let me go ahead now to show you how I control all that with the Stream Deck Plus and also with the Xenon Edge from Corsair. All right, so over here, I'm gonna show you first that this is the Stream Deck XLR. I use only for light, so I don't use that for control anything. What I really use it is the Stream Deck Plus and the Xenon Edge from Corsair, which I use, as you can see here, a virtual Stream Deck. This is for my main one, and this one is the audio as well that I control on another virtual Stream Deck. So over here, what I did, and this is probably not the best, but I'm just starting this way. Over here, I control all my personal mix. So all these controls right here is my mix. I got some effects right here. And the cool thing over here is that I have a way to switch from the headphones, wireless. And also if I wanted to hear my stream, or if I want to hear myself with a click of the button right there, it works really, really well. Over here as well, I can see what the GPU and CPU is loading on my streaming PC. This is because this device right here, which I'm gonna do a review later, does allow me to do those type of things really great. And over here is basically my scenes that I use on OBS for my main scene. But over here, I have more controls for audio, but this is only for the stream. It does have a little sign right here, which is say stream. So all this right here is my stream audio that I can control right here without have to look on the Wave link. But over here, as you can see, I have audio, Meld, TikTok, and OBS. This is basically our virtual stream deck. So what happens is if I want to switch, for example, a TikTok, and I don't want to do OBS, I just click over here, and it just go away. And if I want a TikTok stream deck, virtual stream deck, I click it, and it's right there. So I use, sometimes I use a TikTok only studio, and I can stream. I just take them out and put this one, and that's it. I change this way. That's how I've been work on it, and that's how I've been use it. Not the best way, because I still in a work process to make it a little bit better. But yeah, this is how I control everything from the Wave link, and it's been really work well. The buttons work really nice. It really worked fine. I didn't have much issues. Great device if you're looking for a virtual stream deck. That's great. I could put everything over here, but I still think the knobs is really great for if I want to change right here. I can still change for hear myself or the stream. Really great. I have another virtual stream deck over here. I have a Discord that if I want to mute my Discord while I'm streaming, I just click here. Discord is not open. That's why it's giving this issue. And over here, I can mute my microphone. You can hear, that's my microphone, and my DJI mic microphone that I can mute right here. And I pin those right here and include this one, because if I move to the pages, I still be able to mute whatever page I am on it. This is how I control everything on the Wavelink on my setup. All right, so that's the complete setup. Every port, every device, every piece of software behind it. I honestly am very happy with this whole setup. I haven't had a single issue so far, and I haven't been running this for a couple of months, and the Wave XLR Pro definitely fit right into the setup that I actually had before. So this is really a great addition to the setup. Now, if this helped you build your own version, drop a like and let me know down below. Is your audio doing anything weird in your own setup? Drop in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next video.